Good morning. Happy Friday. Kind of readjusting to teaching a different day, a different time later in the week here. Kind of a different vibe, which is kind of nice. As we wind down our week, just kind of to find a comfortable seat on your mat, on your block, wherever you can feel grounded. Focus inward on your breath. Noticing your sit bones grounding down as the crown of your head reaches toward the sky, finding a nice, long, strong spine. Let's just clear out our morning, clear out our week by taking 3 deep breaths in through our nose and then let it all go through your mouth, just letting everything melt away. So inhale, breathe in, really fill up, and then exhale, let it all go. 2 more times like that. Breathe in, feel your spine lengthening as you inhale, and then exhale as it softens down. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears, roll them back, opening your heart, spreading your collarbones, letting the shoulder blades spill down the back of your spine. Gently engaging the front body, finding it as strong and engaged as the back body. Crown of your head is reaching toward the sky. And we'll open class together with 3 Oms. Keeping your shoulders pulling down away from your ears as the crown of your head lengthens toward the sky. Take a deep breath in. Sitting for a few more rounds of breath as your body starts to awaken. The breath is warming it from the inside out. The sound of Om is starting to bring energy and life to the body, all the way from your toes to the top of your head. Good. And keeping your eyes closed. If you're sitting on anything, you might want to remove it. We're just going to start by reaching our hands forward. So crawl your fingertips forward. Keep your legs however they are. Try to pull your forehead down to the mat. Reach your fingertips nice and long as your hips ground back. Finding length in the back body. You can even come up on fingertips here, lifting your armpits and triceps away from the mat. Finding an extra lengthening through the whole arm, all the way down to your armpits and kind of the belly of your shoulder. Reach a little bit further as you inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then start to walk your hands over to the right, finding a nice stretch along the left side body. You can keep you up on fingertips here. You can bring your right hand on top of your left to kind of bring a little bit of an extra stretch. Keep grounding down to the left sit bone as you reach away. 1 more breath here. Good. Come back through center. Take it to the other side. Reaching your right hand all the way over. Grounding down through the right sit bone, finding space in the side body. Side rib cage here. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Walk your torso back up to seated. Take your arms up overhead. Make a nice big stretch. Gaze to move up toward your fingertips. Maybe join your hands in prayer. It's early. Your shoulders may not be ready. Good. Pressing into the midline if you are joining your palms. Engage your core and then press everything into the midline. 1 more breath here. Good. Inhale, reach a little bit taller. Then interlace your fingers up above your head. Press your palms toward the sky. Gaze is staying up if it's okay with your neck. And as you exhale, round your spine by tucking your chin and pressing your back body toward the back as you press your palms forward. Let your head drop. Inhale, take it back up. Reach for the sky with those palms. And exhale, tuck your chin as you press forward. 1 more time, reach it up. Then take those interlaced fingers to the back of your head. Start to gaze up as you press the back of your head into your palms. Spread your elbows side to side, gaze can move up, really feel a nice opening in the heart center as your elbows stretch out. And then exhale, tuck your chin, pull your head in gently as your elbows join in front of you, rounding down. Inhale, open it back up, gaze moves up, press your head into your hands. Exhale, take it forward, tuck it in, elbows join. Good, inhale one more time, open it up, find space in the front body. Then reach those fingertips back up overhead and we'll take a little twist. Drop your left hand behind you, just bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Keep a nice tall spine and then take a twist to the left. Every inhale reaching a little bit taller and every exhale is twisting a little bit further. Let the gaze move behind you. Right, think about your right eyeball, gazing all the way behind you, really twisting it all the way back. One more breath here. Inhale, come back through center, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, switch directions. Left hand to the outside of your right thigh, right hand behind you like a kickstand. Really open your shoulders here as you lengthen your spine and then take the twist. Every breath gazing a little bit further behind you, using your own body to help you twist. Right, the pressure of your hand into your leg, like a fulcrum to twist you a little bit further. Inhale, take it back up overhead. And as you exhale, roll over your knees, place your palms on the mat. Coming into a tabletop position and just breathe here for a few minutes as you move your body, discovering where you are today. Noticing the tight spots, the spots that feel really good that can support you through the postures. Good, maybe roll your hips, come to a lazy up dog. Roll your spine, do what feels good, even close your eyes. It will help you tune in. Beautiful. Coming back to center in a tabletop position. I want you to reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Think about all your left toes pointing downward, right? Squaring your hips, engaging your core, squeezing into the midline here. Reach a little bit further in opposite directions. And as you exhale, round it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, reach it out, hold it here. Or you can, if you're ready, it's early in the practice, you can reach back and grab your left foot with your right hand, take a little opening here. Keep your shoulders square toward the front of the room. You lift your foot a little bit higher and press it a little further back. One more breath. As you inhale, if you have the vine, reach forward. Exhale, come back to tabletop. Switching sides. Ground that right hand. Stretch your left arm forward. Right leg reaches back. Square your hips here. Really press down through the left knee of the right hand to lift your hips. Reach it a little bit longer. And as you exhale, round it in. Tuck your chin, really squeeze in. Exhale, stretch it out. Inhale, pull it in. Good, exhale, stretch it out nice and long. Stay here, keep everything engaged, or reach back for the bind. Keeping your shoulders square. Good, keep pressing down through the palm of the knee as you reach your heart forward. Good, kick your leg back. Inhale, reach it back out if you had the bind. And as you exhale, return yourself to tabletop. Good, flip your hands around. So your fingers are facing your knees. This is a great one for the end of the week, right? Stretching out those wrists. We've probably been on keyboards and phones. Rock side to side, back and forth. Try to keep the heels of your hands on the mat at first. Good. And then either stay here if this is enough, or start to bend your elbows back. It's kind of an awkward thing. Your palms will kind of peel up off the mat so your fingers are there. Only go as far as it's like a challenge, but not feeling pain. Seating your hips back onto your heels. All right, one more breath. Come back to neutral. Flip the tops of your hands to the mat, fingers pointing toward the midline, toward each other. Press your hands into the mat as you straighten your arms. And then start to make little fists with your fingers, curling them in and letting them go. Trying to go through all the knuckles, right? Like a little process here. So peeling them up, curling it in. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Hold it here. Squeeze that fist or version of a fist. Good. Try to keep your arms nice and straight. My wrists are super tight today. Exhale, release it. Place your palms back on the mat into neutral tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Good, and then keep your knees bent as long as possible. Really first send your chest back towards your thighs. Good. And then start to straighten your legs as your hips lift and your heels lower down, coming into your first downward facing dog. Getting yourself set up here, adjusting your feet and your hands so you feel nice and strong with even weight in the front and the back. Good, pedaling it out, bending one knee and then the other. Beautiful. Shake your head, yes. Releasing your neck, shake your head, no. Good. Come high on your toes in this downward facing dog. Gently bend your knees. Feel your sit bones lift toward the sky, maybe separating a little bit as you send your chest back toward your thighs. Keep pressing into your hands here, finding length down your arms, lifting your chest. One more breath here. Good. As you exhale, let your heels fall back as your legs straighten. Inhale, come high on your toes this time, and then just let your heels, fall to the right as you take this downward dog twist. Try to keep your shoulders square, so you're really pressing extra weight into the left hand. Finding a little stretch here. Finding in your hips and your side body. Inhale, come back to your center, high on your toes, and let your heels fall to the left here, pressing extra weight into your right hand. Trying to keep your shoulders square as you press your hips back. One more breath. Inhale, come high on those toes. Exhale, let your heels fall. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Good. Take a deep inhale as you reach your right leg toward the sky. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hips. Think about stacking your hips one on top of the other. And then start to make some circles here. Bringing life and energy into our hip joints where we hold so much. Circling in one direction, you can have a bendy or straight, whatever feels good. And then switch directions if you haven't already. Breathing into all the tight spots. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, curl your knee in towards your nose. Pause here, press your palms. Separate your shoulder blades, pull your knee up a little bit higher. And as you exhale, bring your right foot to the mat, in between your hands, high on your fingertips here, coming into a low lunge. Good. Press into the fingertips to lift your heart. Keep pressing your left heel back as your heart moves forward, gazes ahead. As you exhale, start to straighten your right leg as you fold down, letting your breath guide you. Exhale, come back into the runner's lunge. Inhale here, straighten and fold. Really press into the mat with your right foot. Feel the stretch all the way from your ankle up to your sitting bones. Exhale, come back to the runner's lunge. Stay here. Good, then gently just tap your left knee down. Try not to bring too much movement to the body. Tap your left knee down and then start to press your left heel back as you straighten your leg and lift your knee, right? Try not to bounce your torso back and forth or up and down. Tap as you inhale. Exhale to straighten. Good, one more time here. Tap. Feel lengthening the front of the left thigh. Exhale here to straighten it out. Beautiful. This time as you inhale, tap your left knee down. Keep it there, coming into this low lunge. Good, and then we're going to do kind of like an awkward cat-cow. So we're in this lunge here. We're going to inhale, start to press your hands into the mat around your spine. And as you exhale, start to drop your hips as you pull your heart forward. Inhale here, press to round your spine, tuck your chin. Exhale, let your hips drop as you pull your heart forward in a little back bend. One more time here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Start to straighten your right leg. Send your hips back over your knee here. Coming into a half split. It's early, so take it easy. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, fold it down. Breathing here. Really press that right heel into the mat. Feel your right hip pull back and then in toward the midline here. Right toes are pointing up toward the sky. Leg is engaged. One more breath. Good. Inhale, plant your palms in your right foot. Tuck your left toes and step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open the hip. Good, and then start to make those circles. Maybe starting with a bent knee or trying to straighten it out. Do what feels good. Maybe noticing a difference between your right and your left hips. Totally normal and natural. Good, switch directions. Breathing it out. Next, inhale, send that left leg up toward the sky. Three-legged dog, reach it high. As you exhale, roll forward to plank, hug your knee in towards your chest. Press your palms around your spine, hug your knee in. As you exhale, place your foot in between your hands, coming into that low lunge. Up on your fingertips, keeping your hips nice and lifted. Gaze ahead as you press your right heel back. Good, one more breath. This time as you inhale, straighten your left leg, just fold it down. Feel the foundation of your foot pressing into the mat, helping you fold a little deeper. Inhale back into the lunge as you bend your left knee. Exhale, straighten and fold. Last time here. Pull your heart forward. This time tap your knee down to the mat. Good. And then as you exhale, without moving your torso too much, start to straighten your leg back. Inhale, tap your right knee down. Keep pressing the ball of that big toe into the mat. As you exhale, press it straight. Really isolating this movement, stretching out the front of the right leg. One more time, tap. Good, as you exhale, straighten it back out. This time, tap it down. You can untuck your toes here, coming into a lunge. Good, and we're gonna do that weird cat-cow. So really feel your hands pressing into the mat here. As you inhale, press with your hands and your foot to round your spine, trying to pull your navel up toward the sky as you tuck your chin. And then exhale, let your hips drop as you fall into this, pull your heart forward. Inhale, press to round, tuck your chin. Exhale as you drop your hips, gaze forward. Last time here. Pull it in, press everything that's pressing into the earth, really press a little bit harder, round a little bit more, tuck your chin in a little bit deeper. As you exhale, let your hips drop, gaze moves forward. Straighten your left leg as you come into the half split. Take an inhale here to lengthen and set it up. Exhale, fold it down. Breathing. In, let it go. Breathe in. Exhale. Last round here, really breathe in, fill up, press that left heel into the mat. And as you exhale, place your left foot back on the mat, hands down, step it back to downward facing dog. Come high on your toes in your down dog, hold your navel up toward the sky, and with straight legs, walk yourself forward. Arriving with your feet hips width distance apart at the top of the mat. Either crisscrossing your arms behind you to deepen a forward fold, or if you're not ready, grasp opposite elbows and just rock side to side, sending breath to your lower back. Maybe bending your knees a little bit, finding a little more space for your hips. Beautiful. If you have a bind, I want everybody to bring their elbows to be held so that your head is like framed in between your upper arms, and keeping your head there, keeping your elbows clasped. Bend into your knees, press your feet into the mat, tuck your tailbone and roll yourself all the way up to stand. Good, keeping your head between your arms. When you get to the top, just take a little back bend here, press your elbows back and your heart moves toward the sky. Take an inhale here as you release your hands, reaching for the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands by your side. Closing your eyes for a moment here. Setting an intention for your practice. And kind of taking all the learnings we've had through the week and letting them digest so that we can move forward with these lessons we've learned. Beautiful. Let your eyes blink open, come to the top of your mat. Toes and heels are touching, warming up with these really delicious sun salutation eggs. So your feet grounded into the mat. As you inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Maybe join your palms up overhead, tuck your tail under. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, lengthen as you look forward. Feel the weight come a little bit into your toes here. And then as you exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet and your palms in the mat. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Letting your breath guide you. Inhale. Exhale. No strain in the neck, or let your head be heavy and then gaze at your navel or between your thighs. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press if your shoulders are ready. Exhale, arms by your side, Shavasana. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach it up as you ground down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen as you look forward. Try to bring the weight a little bit into your toes. Maybe your heels will even lift up off the mat for a moment. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back. Let your hips lead the way to downward facing dog. Breathe. Good, maybe settling in, find a little movement, and then try to find some stillness in the body. Right, your heart's always moving, your breath is always moving. Try to find a little stillness in the body. As you breathe in, breathe out. 2 more breaths. Fill up. Let it go. Breathe it in. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. This time, exhale, take it right back down as you fold. Inhale, lengthen, weight to the toes. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing. Good. This is like our safe place, right? It's like our little bubble in yoga. Downward facing dog and child's pose are the comfortable, familiar, safe places to go. You're always welcome to pause in these poses. It's your practice and your time. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press, stay here. Really squeeze into the midline. If your palms are joined, keep squeezing there, good. And then just try to come up on your toes here. Good, the ball, like the inside of your feet are touching. Gaze is ahead, find something steady to look at. Good. Bring your arms to goal post position here, staying high on your toes if you can. Good, tuck your tail down. This is challenging, good. And then try to take a little twist to the right with your arms in goal post. Your hips are staying square. Your rib cage and shoulders are twisting to the right. Good, inhale, come back to center. Good, keep squeezing into the midline. Then take the twist to the left. Good, so the bottom part of your body is staying steady. You're just twisting the top. Whew. Back to center. 1 more breath, high on the toes as you reach up toward the sky. And then exhale, let your heels drop as your arms come to your side. Whew, good. Changing our weight, like how we're balancing our weight here. Just a little wake up for the body. Toes and heels touch at the top of the mat. Moving on, bend your knees deeply. Come to Utkatasana, pause in here. So in Utkatasana, our weight actually moves back to the heels. We practice a little bit moving our weight into our toes. Now practice sending it back. Check to make sure you can see your toes here. Tuck your tail and then lift your heart. Gaze is up. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, fold down over, straighten legs. Inhale here to lengthen again. Pull the weight to your toes. Maybe lift your heels here. Pause for an extra breath. See what it feels like to lift your heels up off the mat. And then as you exhale, heels drop, hands plant, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, rise up to warrior 1. Just find a little breath and movement here. Exhale, open it up to warrior 2. Inhale, flip and reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down, step back, lowering down to chaturanga, building some heat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, take it all the way down, step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more time each side. Right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, open warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Keep that right knee moving forward as you reach away. Exhale, take it all the way down, step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Last time, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, take it all the way down, step back, lower down. Inhale, pull your heart forward, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, just catch up. Right, sometimes it's nice to just move, right? Not think too much, just kind of let your body lead the way, not your mind. Letting go. Inhaling here. And exhaling. One more breath to reset. Good, as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, separate jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees deeply, rise up to Utkatasana for just a breath. Exhale, fold it right back down, Utkatasana, fold. Inhale, lengthen, weight to the toes for just a second. Exhale, separate jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, rise up to warrior one. Good, exhale, open up to warrior two. Then start to sweep your left arm forward, bring it back forward to warrior one, square those hips forward. Straighten your right leg as you bring your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, pull them down as you lift your heart, find space. And then exhale, bend into your front knee as you fold down into humble warrior. Torso inside your right leg. Neck is long, no tension, right? The crown of your head is pulling you down, pulling down toward the mat. Keep pressing into your feet though, so your hips don't sink. Pull your right hip back and in toward the midline here. Don't let it flare out. Good, one more breath here. Next inhale, come halfway up, release your hands. You're still in warrior feet here. And then walk your fingertips out to the left corner of your mat, or off the mat probably. You're kind of like in down dog arms, but warrior legs here. Think about your back foot, really press into that foot, and then send your right knee back away. Don't let it collapse in. One more breath here. Good, walk your hands back and toward the mid, to either side of your front foot. As you come up, lift your back heel, and then plant your left arm, come into this nice open twist. Good. We're gonna pause here. So in this twist, we move our torso away from the thigh, but I also want you to press your right hip back and in. You should feel a little outer hip stretch there on the right side. One more breath here. As you exhale, right hand comes down, step back, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Plant that back foot. Use that to lift you up. Exhale to warrior two. Keep that right arm moving, sweep it back forward as you square your hips to warrior one. And then inhale, straighten your left leg as you bring your hands behind you. Interlace those fingers and pull them down as you lift your heart. And then exhale all at once, pull your torso forward as you bend into your left leg. Taking the inside of your left leg here with your torso, coming into humble warrior. Again, press into that left foot this time. Feel your left hip pull back and in. Lift your knuckles, let your head fall. Breathing here, one more breath. Inhale, come halfway up as you release your hands. Walk your hands off to the right corner of the mat or off the mat, good. Finding your body moving in all different directions, right? So your right foot is pressing back. Your left foot is pressing down and then moving that knee back, and then you're pulling your torso forward, taking up lots of space here. One more breath. Good. Walk your hands back to center, take them to either side of your front foot. Lift your right heel and then just take this nice open twist. Breathe. Again, really press into that left foot, bend into your left knee, and feel the opening in your left outer hip as you pull your torso away. So a nice steady sort of bottom of your torso, bottom of your body from the hips down, and then twisting from the hips up. One more breath here. Good, as you exhale, bring your left hand down. Step back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up. As you bend your knees, deeply drop your hips, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, Tadasana. Good. Moving on. Bend those knees deeply, squeeze into the midline here, Utkatasana. Good, and then keep squeezing those inner knees together. Try to lift your heels up off the mat here and hover. Good, keep lifting your heels, coming higher on your toes. And then start to drop your hips down onto your heels here. Nice tall spine. You can bring your hands to heart center. Good, holding it here. Finding balance, finding steadiness, using your core. One more breath. Good. And then you're gonna we have two options here. If you're working on crow pose, you can come into the arm balance. Or you can open your knees. You're gonna keep your feet pressing together into the midline. And then just walk your hands forward, finding some space in your back body. Good. If you're coming into crow, you're planting your palms, bringing your knees up towards your armpits here, bringing the weight into your hands, chaturanga arms here. Good, as you lift one foot or both feet up towards your tush. Good. Wherever you are. If you're in chaturanga, you can jump back and meet us in downward facing dog. If you stayed in the squat, just walk your hands back towards your feet. Start to straighten your legs and just step it back to either plank for a vinyasa or right back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Next, inhale, right foot steps forward, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, take it open to warrior two. Pause here. Right, we don't have to pause in warrior two. Tuck your tail. Right knee is moving out, but even weight in that right foot, so you're not rolling out on your foot, you're just pushing your knee away. One more breath here. Inhale, take it into a reverse warrior, finding space in your side body. And then exhale, take it into your version of the side angle, right? It can be extended side angle or side angle here. Hand can be on the inside or outside of your foot. You can bring your arm to your thigh here. Wherever you are, you're pressing down to open up. Think about your hips stacking. Beautiful. Inhaling here and exhaling. One more breath. Good. Now, wherever you are, even if you're in this modified extended side angle with your arm on your leg, press into your foot to straighten your leg. Sometimes this pressure into your thigh can feel really good to open up your hips and do this nice long triangle. And then you can either keep your arm where it is or bring it down to the mat. Think about pressing your foot down, your feet down to lift your torso, tuck your tail under, gazes up. Good. One more breath here. Next, inhale, press into your feet, come all the way to stand. Turn all your toes toward the left side of your mat in this nice wide straddle. Hands come to your hips. Really press your feet and your hips down as you lift your heart. And with this length in your front body, start to fold yourself forward. You can release your hands. Yogi's choice here. You're welcome to come into an inversion, tripod headstand. You can just leave your hands down and then feel the crown of your head either pushing or pulling down toward the mat. Hips are reaching for the sky. But if you're not upside down, take a moment here to bend into your knees gently. Feel your hips making space and then press into your feet to straighten it back out. Feel your hips lift a little bit higher. Good. One more breath wherever you are. If you're upside down, gently start to make your way back down into the straddle. On your next inhale, lift your torso halfway up. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to stay in the straddle here. Pull the crown of your head forward as pull your elbows kind of back, right? Like a nice long body here. And either stay here or reach your arms toward the front of the room as your hips pull back. Your upper arms are by your ears. Pausing there. And then either staying there or gently bending into your knees from here. Good. Find a little extra stretch in your quads here, maybe. Hips are nice and open. One more breath. If your knees are bent, straighten them back out. Everyone pull your hands back to your waist and press all the way up to stand. Turn your right toes forward. Just take a breath here in warrior two. And then exhale, take it all the way down. Step back to lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Let's pause here. Take your time. Press the feet down. Lift the torso and the heart. Good. Think about your left knee opening out, not collapsing in. Tuck your tail. One more breath. Good. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Don't lose the bend in the front knee. And then take it back to your version of extended side angle, right? Hand down to either side. Maybe your arm is resting on your thigh, but make it active if you're in the modified version. Press down to lift up and then stack your hips. Good, making space for yourself here. Inhaling. Good, tuck your tail under. Don't forget about that back leg. Feel a nice stretch up front of your right leg. Open up. Good, wherever you are. Press into your left foot to straighten your leg if you're coming this long triangle. If you were in the modified version, left your arm on your leg, kind of press your thigh down and away, like a rolling pin, kind of opening up there. And then either staying there or releasing your hand to the mat for triangle. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, inhale, come all the way up to stand by pressing into your feet. All your toes turn toward the right side of your mat here. Press your hands. Oh, actually, let's interlace our fingers here. Good. Pull your knuckles down, but tuck your tailbone down so that you're just lifting your heart. You're not arching your whole back. Right? Lift your heart, let your shoulders fall. And then exhale with the space in your front body. Fold it forward. Pull the crown of your head down as your knuckles first reach up and then take them over your head. Try to squeeze your wrists together if your fingers are interlaced. Your palms together. Good. Opening up the shoulders here. Breathing. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. Next, inhale. Press into your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Release your hands. And then we're going to bend into our right knee toward the back of the mat here, coming into Shavasana. So the first one, we're going to try to keep the left foot flat into the mat here. Your hips might not fall as far down. Right, try to press your foot into the mat, maybe find more opening on the inseam of your leg here. Again, you can walk your hands forward into that kind of downward facing dog position like we did at the beginning, maybe finding more opening here, or you can bring your torso more upright and use your right leg to open up your right knee a little bit further. One more breath. Good, and keeping your feet where they are, just shift it to the other side. Try to press that right foot into the mat. It's really hard. Good, unless it hurts anything, try it. And then either walk your hands forward as your hips pull back, or keep your torso more upright using your left arm to open up your left knee a little bit further. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands to the front of the mat on either side of your left foot. Step back to plank, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring our knees to the mat and pause in child's pose. That was a little challenging standing series, but your knees can be together or apart, right? Big toes touching. Take these few breaths to reset. Inhaling and exhaling. Next, inhale, pull yourself back up to downward facing dog. Take it slow, tuck your toes from tabletop, and then send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhaling here and exhaling. From your down dog, reach your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Let's come high on these left toes. We're really working your ankles today. Gently bend into your left knee to send your chest back a little bit further toward your left thigh as you reach your right toes a little bit higher toward the sky. Good. Find these opposing motions to open up. Inhale here. As you exhale, pull your knee in toward your nose and plank, and then gently place your foot in between your hands, coming into a low lunge, pressing your feet into the mat and reaching up into high lunge. Your back heel is up here. Good. Maybe bend a little bit into your left knee here to tuck your tail under so that you're not like, you're not splaying your rib cage here. Really tuck it in here. And then as you straighten it back out, try to keep those ribs hugging in as you reach your arms up toward the sky. Inhaling here and exhaling. On your next inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Start to tip your chest forward. Pull your right hip back, right? Find this space here and then just take yourself into warrior three. You can keep your hands in prayer. Reach them forward, back, or to the side. Most important is your hips are squaring. Your torso is coming parallel, but your heart is moving forward, moving your gaze a little bit ahead. Good, one more breath here. As you exhale, bring your right hand down. Gently bend into your right knee here. We're gonna come kind of like we're gonna blossom into this half moon pose. So bend into that standing leg. And then as you start to stack your hips and reach your arm toward the sky, your left arm, start to straighten into your leg. Your standing leg there, right? And you're finding a little bit of extra space and engagement in your hips. Gaze is up if you have your balance. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, bring your left hand down, square your hips. Good, left toes are pointing down, your legs are at a right angle. You can be on your left fingertips or your palm here on a block. Reach your right arm up toward the sky. Keep squeezing into the midline here. Should feel nice, opening your right outer hip. Gaze is up. With all these twists, try to bring kind of that bottom eyeball to reach up toward the sky to look at your hand. One more breath. Exhale, right hand comes down here. Just lengthen your spine forward. And then exhale, take it into standing split. Again, you can soften your right knee here as you walk your torso back. Inhaling here, letting your neck go. And if you have a bending, start to straighten as you lift your left toes a little bit higher. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Good, next inhale, start to bend into your right knee as you bring your left knee behind your right ankle. We're gonna end up into a half-seated spinal twist. I've lost the pose in my mind for a second. Good. So your right knee's pointing toward the sky. Round your sit bones down. Take your left hand behind you like a kickstand, and reach your left arm up, nice and high. Ground your sit bones down here. And then exhale, take a twist to the right. Using your elbow and your knee, pressing against each other to find a little more twist. Right, grounding down, your hips are kind of staying square here. Inhaling. Exhaling. You bring your hands to prayer. And think about pulling your heart towards your thumbs. As your gaze moves over your right shoulder. One more breath here. Good. As you exhale, just take a counter twist over to the left, resetting your spine. And then we're going to come into fire log pose, Shavasana, or double pigeon. So your left leg is on the bottom here, parallel to the top of the mat, your shin is, right? And then you're going to take your right leg and stack the shin right on top. So when you look down, you should have a triangle. If you have a lot of lift in your right leg, you can put a pillow or a blanket or a block under there to kind of support it. But you want your shins nice and stacked like as from an aerial view. Bring your hands behind your hips for just a moment and use the pressure of your hands pressing down to lift your heart. Press your sit bones down. Find lots of space, and this might be enough. This feels really good in a kind of not so good way. It feels good when you're done. Or you can start to walk your hand down in front of you as you fold forward over your shins. Using the weight of your torso to press your shins down, keeping your feet flexed to protect your knees. Good, and breathe into those outer hips. It's such a hard area to get into. This is a really nice isolated pose here to get into those outer hips. Right, use the weight of your torso again to pull your hips down, opening up. One more breath here. Good. On your next inhale, lift your torso back up. Lean into your left hip and just take your right leg behind you, setting up for pigeon pose here. So you may need to shift your left heel a little bit more into your pubic bone, depending on how your knees are. Good, and then before we fold forward into pigeon, let's just set this up nice and strong. So check to make sure that your right leg is coming straight out from your right hip. Your right foot is weighted evenly at the top of it, you're not rolling it. Press into your left knees and your right knee or wherever it's touching there, might be the top of your thigh, to lift your torso. So you're pressing down to lift up here, almost like a little back bend, opening up the front body. And then as you exhale, your hips drop, start to walk yourself forward into your pigeon pose. Again, using the weight of your body to pull your hips back and down, opening up. Inhaling here and exhaling. One more breath. On your next inhale, just walk your hands back up, torso's upright. You may need to adjust your front knee a little bit. We're going to bend into your right knee and either stay here. You're going to probably find that lifting sensation as you bend, right? Or you can take the bind, reaching around, taking your right foot in your right hand. If you can take your toes, your fingers over your toes, that's great. Good. Keep square your hips and your shoulders forward as you pull your heel in towards your seat. Gaze is up. Good. Tucking your tailbone down, finding lots of opening in the front of the leg. As you exhale, release your right leg. If you had the bind, place your hands out in front of you. Sweep your left leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Good, and we'll go right into the other side here. Step your left foot forward in between your hands, low lunge. Really, before you lift up, feel your feet pressing into the mat and use that to lift yourself up into this nice, steady high lunge. Good. Maybe taking a moment here to tuck your tail, gently bend your right knee. Pull your ribs in, nice strong body here, strong torso. And then keep that as you straighten the leg back out. Keep tucking that tail under. One more breath. Hands come to heart center here as you start to tip your torso forward, feel your left hip pulling back, and then make your way into warrior three. Whew. Taking a few breaths here, maybe gently bending that left knee as you kind of get yourself settled. And then straightening it to find steadiness. Right toes are pointing down. Heart is pulling you forward. One more breath. Exhale, left hand comes down, gently bending into that left knee. Stack your hips, start opening up to the side. And then press that leg straight as you open up into your half moon pose. Good. Nice strong top leg here. Pressing toward the back of the room. Good. One more breath. As you exhale, right hand comes down, hips square, right toes are facing down. And then just take this twist. Feeling the opening in your outer left hip by squeezing your inner thighs together. Gaze moves up. Heart is open. One more breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down. Take an inhale here to lengthen and look forward, and then exhale, start to walk yourself back into standing split. Again, maybe with a softened knee. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath, reach those right toes a little bit higher as you fold a little bit deeper. And then as you exhale, bend into your left knee as you start to bring your right knee behind your left ankle, making your way into a seated spinal twist. Taking your time to find your foundation. So sit bones are grounded first. And if this hurts your right knee, you can always extend your right leg straight. Left arm comes behind you. Right arm reaches up as you really feel those sit bones grounding you down. And then exhale, take the twist. Breathing. Inhale. And exhale. Whew. A lot of hips today. Again, if you have your hands in prayer, think about pulling your heart towards your thumbs, because right, your hands aren't going to move. You can move your torso though, pulling it back behind you. One more breath. As you exhale, to that counter twist to the right, resetting your spine. Beautiful. Then bring your right shin parallel to the mat. That's going to be the shin on bottom for our Shavasana. Take your left shin and stack it on top. Take some time here to get yourself set up. Flex those feet, protect your knees. Good, bring your hands behind you. This feels really good. So you're pressing down to lift your heart. So that's pressing your hips down too, right? So put your hands and your hips down to lift your heart. Knees are pressing down. And then as you exhale, start to walk yourself forward. If you did so on the other side, coming into double pigeon here. It's often called fire log, which I like, that vision, right? It's stacking blocks in fire. Keep pulling those hips back and down, letting them be nice and heavy as the torso pulls forward and down. Breathing here, using the gravity. Beautiful. Sending breath to your outer hips. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Inhale, walk your torso back up. Lean into your lean into your right hip. Swing your left leg around, setting yourself up for pigeon. Again, maybe adjusting your front shin if you need to a little bit. Right, this can be a little tricky on the knee, so it should be challenging, but again, not painful. Take a moment here to press into your legs. Lift your torso up off the mat as you open your heart. Maybe walk your hands back a little bit here. Finding space in the front body. Good, and then keeping that length and space in the front body, start to walk yourself forward into your pigeon. Using the gravity, using your body weight to open up, right? Flex your right foot here. Then breath to the outer right hip. Breathing in. Breathing out. Beautiful. One more breath. Next inhale, start to walk your torso back upright. Adjust your leg if you need to here. Good. Bring your torso nice and tall. Tuck your tailbone under. Maybe bend into your left knee here, and this might be enough. Pressing down, finding extra opening in the left front hip, or reach back for the bind. Pulling your heel in towards your seat as you square your shoulders forward. Inhaling here. Exhale. One more breath. Good. Release the bind if you have it. Put your hands out in front of you. Tuck your left toes. Sweep your right leg back up to downward facing dog for just a breath. And then exhale, bring it back. It's three-legged dog, and then come back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. So we're gonna meet in a forearm plank here. There's a few options. You can bring down one forearm at a time and kind of walk your feet back here. Or maybe challenge yourself to try to lower both elbows at the same time. Right, so engage your core, pull your core up toward the sky for the balance, like a seesaw, right? And then slowly descend your forearms to the mat. Meeting into a forearm plank here. Tuck your tail down towards your heels here and hold it here. Breathing in. Good. One more breath. This is our core work for the day. And then gently drop your knees to the mat. Sit it back to child's pose for just a breath. Start to walk your torso back up. You're sitting on your heels. We're gonna come into camel pose here. So always thinking of camel pose as like a front body opening instead of a back bend, right? You're gonna try to keep your lower back nice and strong by tucking your tailbone down toward your knees the whole time, so that you can open up the top of your torso, right? Lift your heart, maybe a little back bend in just your upper back. So setting it up here, put your hands on your hips, press your waist down, tuck your tailbone down towards your heels, and maybe even squeeze your thighs into the imaginary midline here, like you have a block there, right? Nice and supportive and strong. And either stay here as you roll your shoulders back and lift your heart, doing a nice pulling up the front body here, lengthening here. This is really a good pose. It's hard to hold. Or reach back for your heels. Your feet can be your toes can be tucked or your feet can be flat. You want to keep your hips on top of your knees here. So keep pressing your hips forward. Maybe drop your head if it's in your practice. One more breath. Good. Inhale, just bring it back up. Take it down to child's pose. Beautiful. Walk your hands out in front of you, tuck your toes, bring it to downward facing dog. Breathe in here. As you exhale, bend your knees to look forward, and then step, walk, and jump, and make your way all the way to seated on your mat. We're going to extend our left leg out in front of us. Bring your right heel into your pubic bone. Or if you want to come into half lotus, you can bring your foot into your left hip crease here. Right? It's really about the knees more than anything. If you have half lotus, you can reach your right arm behind you. Try and grab your right toe. Reaching your arm or arms up toward the sky, whichever position you're in, and then take a nice fold down over your left leg. Keeping your torso squared over that leg, not in between your legs. All right, take a breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. Inhale, walk it back up. Let's just switch sides. Right leg extends. Left heel to the pubic bone or left foot to the right hip crease. If you have the hip crease, good. Take it around to the bind if that's in your practice. Reaching your arm or arm up toward the sky. Finding length in the front body and then folding into that space. Squaring yourself over your right leg. Keeping it nice and engaged. Flexing your toes up toward the sky. Good. One more breath. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way back up to seated. Leave that right leg extended. Open your left leg out into a straddle. Taking a moment here, bring your hands behind you. Maybe adjust your seat. You want to make scoot it forward or back. Good. Find where you can be stable and even tip a little forward of your sit bones here. Press your hands into the mat to open your heart to the sky, lengthening the front body. Good, and then start to bring your hands in front of you and walk yourself forward. Maybe staying on your palms here, maybe your forearms, or maybe bringing your torso all the way down, wherever you are. Keep those legs engaged. Feel your heels pressing into the mat. Good, and for just a few breaths here, flex your feet, press your heels into the mat, gently bend those knees. They're not gonna bend much. Like pull them up away from the mat as you pull, like pretend you're pulling your legs in towards your hip sockets here. Hold it here, feel that activation. Whew. And then as you exhale, straighten your legs back out, maybe folding a little bit further down. Finding more space, right? We have to sort of engage to open up. It sounds kind of contradictory. We have to close up the muscles, find the strength, and then use that strength to open up a little bit more. The contraction and the expansion. Good, walk your torso back up. We'll take this nice big side stretch. So your left arm comes to the inside of your left leg, palm toward the sky. Feel that arm pressing down as you lift your right arm up toward the sky, right? You're finding space in your chest and your collarbone here. Press your right sit bone down. And then as you exhale, take this nice side bend. Reaching toward your foot. You may or may not make it there. You want to keep that right sit bone grounded. Good. Start to twist your torso up toward the sky. One more breath here. Good, and then exhale, stay down. Just twist your torso down over your right leg. Right, so you're squaring your shoulders down toward the ground. You can try to point your right toes and feel that pull away. So you're pulling your torso to the left, but you're pulling your right leg away from that toward the right. One more breath. Good, inhale, come back up to center, switching sides. Right, it's amazing what a little motion in our feet can do to find a new space to open. Right arm comes to the inside, palm toward the sky. Press down into that forearm to lift your left arm up to the sky, ground the left sit bone, and then take this beautiful, nice open side stretch. It should feel really good now. We're all warm. Good. Keep pressing your left sit bone down to the mat, twisting your heart toward the sky or even the side of the room. One more breath here. And then exhale, staying low. Bring your arms to either side of the front leg, the right leg here. Square your torso down, take an inhale, and then exhale, fold. Again, maybe pointing that left leg, feeling that pull away as you pull your torso in the opposite direction. I feel that like in my inner thighs, all the way up on my right here, like my inner hips. Inhale, it's a hard area to get into. Exhale. Good, inhale, come back to seated. Bring your hands behind your thighs here. We're just gonna take this nice sort of active motion here so that we can just release all this stuff that we did in our inner thighs, right? So just, you can open your thighs as much as you need, just switching sides, just rolling your hips in and out. Good. A lot of work in here. And this inner rotation is a really hard thing to find. So it's important that once we find it, we honor it, right? Give it a little love at the end after we work so hard. Beautiful. Come back up to center. Keep your feet planted in the mat. Just take this nice forward fold here. You can use your arms if you want to press your knees open a little bit more. Bring the crown of your head down. One more breath here. Beautiful. You keep your knees bent, just bring them together so that your toes are facing forward. Reach your arms toward the front of the room. Start to curl your spine, making your way all the way down into your mat here. Take it slow. Try to keep those feet planted, right? As you pull your torso away. Setting yourself up for shoulder stand or waterfall or any inversion that you choose to do today. We did a little bit of head standing earlier if that was in your practice during straddling, so you can return to that. Anything to get your feet up above your heart. So if you're in shoulder stand, you're shimmying your shoulders and your elbows in toward the midline, lifting your legs toward the sky, squeezing into the midline. Even though we're upside down, we're pulling our tailbone up toward our heels, keeping nice and active up there. Good. Breathing. One more breath. Good. Then either stay here, keep your right leg reaching for the sky, bend your left knee and start to bring it down towards your ear. Almost like a half Asana that we do at the end, right? The Deaf Man's Pose. And then stretch it back up. And then switch sides. Bend your right knee, start to pull it down toward your ear as you keep reaching your left toes toward the sky. Take it all the way back up. Good. One more breath, reach your toes a little higher. And then start to let your toes fall behind your head, coming into cloud pose. Releasing your hands down the mat, maybe interlacing them if your toes touch. Good. Pausing here for a few breaths. Such a beautiful opening in the lower back. Inhaling and exhaling. Either stay here or bend your knees, both of them this time down towards your ears, giving your head a little squeeze. Letting your shins hang heavy. One more breath. Next, inhale, straighten those legs back out. Arms pull down or pointing down the mat. Start to roll yourself all the way down. Vertebra by vertebra. Good. I want you to point your toes this time as we pull ourselves down. And think about drawing a giant rainbow as you pull your toes forward, 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 and then all the way down as long as you can onto the mat. Keeping your core engaged, right? Pulling your navel down toward the mat, keeping your lower back down toward the mat, taking it slow. We're almost there. Beautiful. And then finally, shimming your elbows down toward your hips, popping your chest up, pressing down to lift up and open up, letting your head fall back. And just as we began class, coming into fish pose here, breathing in through your nose, let it all go through your mouth. Hopefully feeling a big difference, right? It's nice to check in with these poses at the beginning and the end. 3 times in through your nose and then let it all go through your mouth. One more breath. And on your last exhale, start to tuck your chin in, walk your elbows out, make your way down onto your mat for Shavasana if you're ready. If there's any last poses or supine twists that you feel like you'd like to do to finish up your practice, now's your chance. And eventually make your way into Shavasana. And really let it go. It's really hard after you've been moving to just stop and let go and just trust. So close your eyes and just let your breath be there for you.
Slowly start to deepen your breath. Going up with the inhales and letting go with your exhales. Wiggling your fingers and toes, your ankles and your wrists. Gently rock your head side to side, bringing your chin down towards your shoulder. Then reach your arms up overhead, taking a full body stretch. And as you exhale, gather your knees in towards your chest, pausing there to squeeze it in, give yourself a hug. Keeping your eyes closed and rolling through either side, just make your way back to the seated position where we began. Right? Your eyes are gently closed. Keeping the focus inward for just a few more moments. Taking a quick scan of your body here. Noticing everything that we've done and we've accomplished, and using this, whether it's in your body, your heart, or your mind, all this new space we've created, and using that to further you in your day, your week, your weekend, and all your goals, right? Finding the space and the time that we have here allows us to share that with the world and be better as ourselves. Shrug your shoulders, upright ears one last time. Spread your collarbone left to right, and then let your shoulder blades spill down the back of your spine here. Finding extra space for your neck, pulling the crown of your head toward the sky, and just noticing, right? Appreciating all that we've accomplished in this hour in every aspect, in every facet. We'll close together with Loka Samasta, breathing in, filling up. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands together at heart center. Taking another moment to just absorb this vibration. Letting it sort of like propel us through the rest of our day. Taking this final moment to honor yourself, appreciate yourself, really celebrate yourself, knowing that everything that you need is right within each one of you. Bow your chin in towards your chest, thanking yourself. Then bring your prayer to your third eye, feeling in this energy in this practice. We bow forward together. Namaste.